to the Anil Show.
So as much as I cut up the other day with Danielle, basically, let's see exactly what she thinks about the podcast because she tends to have some very, very strong opinions. I didn't agree with her the other day and how she went off on Anthony, and I didn't feel it was still was her place nonetheless. But hey, you know what she has done? What she has done? Let bygones be bygones. O'Neill, don't hold it up, as Miss Charmin does say. So make a hold on to that. Right? So let's run into it. Let's go.
Lunchtime. Work time. Nobody's in here time.
Can I get some silverware?
Got you, girl. Thank you. I'm good at what I do. I make sure my customers got what they need.
Thank you, Keisha.
You're welcome.
I am your customer.
She is.
So, since you guys are both here, I wanted to run something past you.
Okay.
So, Shayla asked me to be.
I love Keisha because Keisha called her real. See, Keisha is a real friend. Keisha immediately says no. Once you hear the name Shayla, once we hear the name Shayla, it's an automatic no. Immediate no. We know.
Part of her new podcast.
And you said no. What does it call? Sister Wives?
Okay, you two.
Wait, I'm.
That's a good name for it. That is a good one. Sister Wives.
Sorry, you did say no, right?
No, I didn't say no.
You ain't say yes.
I kind of did. Kind of did.
Amber.
Why else say kinda? You did emphatically. What do you mean kinda did? You did Amber Man. You don't need that. Just don't do that. Don't do that at all.
Get her, Danielle.
Hold up. We went over this that first time when we were in the mall together, talking about snakes and how they shed their skin, but they're still a snake. And the woman who wants to like have this be her family business is now asking you to do her podcast, and you're saying yes? I mean, Keisha, did we not just
We
go
did.
over
I
all
thought we
this?
agreed to no kikiing. No
Yeah.
kikiing. Drop
Thank
off,
you.
pick up. That's
Okay,
it,
it's not
that's all.
kicking, it's business. And my thing is, if this business fails for some reason, kind of like not having people in here, I'll have something else to fall back on.
Okay, Charmaine, this has always been my issue with the Amber character. So she does these things where, and Anthony is right when he says she's a made woman. This is what I'm talking about. She asked Anthony to put her on this joint account. He has put her on these joint accounts. She asked Anthony to open this, well, whatever. She asked for this restaurant. Anthony give her back this restaurant. And now the only thing she can think of is something to fall back on. And something to fall back on is a podcast. But she's married to a man who is extremely wealthy. You tell me the sense in that. This is my problem. Because the Amber character is out here operating as though she is a single woman who is not married to a man that makes millions of dollars, and she can't just go into that account and decide, you know what, I'm gonna try another business, or I'm going to put some time in my business. This was what I was talking about yesterday when I said it's very fragile, because the truth of the matter is, Charmin, the deal with the Amber character is she's all over the place. That's what caused the issue. That's why I said don't go up on a podcast, because you're all over the place.
Yeah,
You don't
but
wanna
you don't
connect it to
want
her.
to be. No, exactly. Like trouble is trouble. First of all, second of all, you don't just let your business fail. It's not just gonna fail. Why don't we have some brainstorming session? We'll put what ideas together. We'll figure out something. This isn't gonna fail.
But
Wasn't the same thing Anthony said? Much as I don't like him, the same thing Anthony said. Yeah. Put the ideas in together and actually work on the business. So in other words, she's willing to fail. Let me explain something to you. When you start going around and you start letting things just fail without even putting in any effort at all, because I could understand if you really put effort into it. When you start doing that, it shows me that you're a loser and you're an actual failure. So more I know if Amber is telling me that she's a natural failure, basically. Don't worry, Charmin, when you come defend her, basically.
the podcast, I can actually promote the restaurant on the podcast.
If she wants us to be a family restaurant, then she can promote it. You don't need to be
I
on
wouldn't
that
even
with
trust her
her.
with the money. Like,
Wait, what money?
whatever money they're gonna make from the podcast. Show me the receipt.
She gonna?
Guys,
You got to be like Whitney every single month. Where's the receipt?
I get that, but these podcasts out here are making good money. And I'm like, this will be a great time to...
Do you need the money?
Would I love to know? Thank you for asking that question, because it now starting to seem like this is not a married woman. This was what Anthony was talking about. It's a woman who is not understanding what she's been married into. It's like, ladies, You can't marry a wealthy man and not understand that you are a wealthy woman because you've married a wealthy man. You can't understand that. When you marry a wealthy man, him have a certain cachet and a certain standard to live up to. You must understand and accept that standard. What Amber is doing is behaving like she's a single woman who is not. Go and get a divorce, Amber. Go and get a divorce, please. Not tell you, she's frustrating. This is what makes Amber very, very frustrating because y'all don't realize exactly what's going on. Let me tell you now, Amber's biggest problem is not Anthony. Amber's biggest problem is Amber. That's our biggest problem.
I mean, sometimes, yes. Well, you can have a seat. Somebody would be right with you.
See, look, there you go.
Let me come back up.
That would be you. You would be right with the customer. The one customer we have with. Hurry up.
Fill me in, Danielle.
Okay, I will.
I'll listen to her.
No, but seriously, you cannot get involved with a snake again.
I understand that, and I know how you feel, but I think that sometimes God
History
has a
repeats
way
itself.
of turning your ashes into beauty. You know what it says?
History repeats itself.
Okay, whatever, Danielle.
You know what I like about Danielle? I like her consistency. She went off on Anthony, but not only has she gone off on Anthony, she goes off on Shayla as well. So in other words, she goes off on both of them. She's very equal. And I'm going to give her credit for that because I really respect that from a person. All I'm asking a lot of times of women is to be equal in their assessment. If you're going to assess the man, make sure you assess the woman by the same standard and it's not by like a lesser standard. Don't judge him on a curve. So I like how she judges Shayla because she criticizes her the same way like how she criticizes Anthony. And I can respect that. We can really and truly respect that. Now she could have go off way more, we could have get her to go off on Shayla, it would be lovely. We could have get her to give Shayla one of the same cussing she give Anthony. That would be But the truth of the matter is at least she's maintaining a level of consistency. I said it before, I say it again. Why Amber not do our own podcast? But you're seeing there's a level of a failure mentality to Amber's thing that doesn't make sense. And this is again why I say a lot of Amber it's fake. It's coming off as being fake. This is why I keep calling it fake. Debunk, my friends. But this is exactly why I keep calling it fake because you're making it look as though you are not a made woman and you're a made woman. Whether you want to accept it or not, that's what you are. You have a husband that makes millions of dollars and you live in $1 million mansion. And now making it talk about you need the money. Need the money to do what? Anyway, give me a take. I'll talk to you soon.